Post game live, back at it. Knicks get smashed in Philly 118-101. We're going to talk about the game, the tankathon standings. Doc Rivers versus Mark Jackson. Who do you want? We're going to take your live reactions as well, man. Let's get into it. Post game live. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Been a minute, man. Fell off the grid for a little bit. Gotta take care of business, you know what I'm saying? But back at it with the post game. What's good out there, Knicks Nation? If this is your first time watching the live stream, if you're watching on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're watching on, make sure you hit that subscribe or that follow button so you don't miss the next one. It's Jay Ellis, man. What's good, bro? What you been up to, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Just watching Knicks, dissecting Knicks, talking Knicks, podcasting Knicks, everything Knicks. I'm still a fan. All the losing is going on. I'm still here, though. It's all right.
We gotta ride with the shit, man. No matter what, bro. This is what we here for, man. This is what Post Game Live is all about. It's for the diehard Knicks fans out there, man. You know, listen, man. Like I've said in the past, it's about the future right now. You know what I'm saying? We want to see what's gonna happen in the future. Who's going to be in, who's going to be out for next year. You know, what the draft lottery is going to be looking like, what the prospects for the draft is going to be looking like, who's going to be the coach. So, I mean, it's a lot of questions still left to be answered, man. So, that's why we still watch. But go ahead.
Yeah, man, that's why we still watch, man. For me, myself, and other Knicks fans, I feel like Knicks fans right now, we're just looking for hope. That's really what it is. We're looking for hope. We're looking, all right, I know we suck right now. But what do I have to look forward to tomorrow? I'm going to look to see if Frank is going to do something on the defensive end, on the offensive end. I'm going to look to see if he's growing a little bit. I'm going to look to see if we have some gems, some diamonds in the rough that we signed up from the G League, Trey Burke, or even some cheap signings that we can use next season, like
Troy Williams. Yeah, he always looking to dunk on somebody. So anyway, man. It was a tough night tonight in Philly. You know, we saw some fight out there, but obviously it wasn't enough. Knicks lose 118-101. What'd you see out there tonight?
What I saw was we struggled on a defensive end. As usual, we gave up like 67 points in the first half. A lot of that I felt like had to do with Joel Embiid imposed his will in that first quarter. But even when he went down, we still had a lot of trouble kind of covering the 76ers. Dario Saric, for instance, he was carrying a team, man. He was looking like 76ers version of Michael Jordan out there, man. I feel like no one could guard him. He was either hitting it, shooting a three, or he was just outworking everybody on the Knicks. And I know my guy Beasley, he's having sort of a little bit of a renaissance right now. He's gotten out that offensive route, and he's been playing better defensively. But Dark was giving him some trouble, man. I mean, Sark was giving him some trouble, man.
Yeah, Sark looks like he's coming into his own, man. You know, it's been a while since he got drafted in Philly. Played well in the international scene, came up in the international scene, but they got a nice piece there with Sarge.
Yeah, man, and unfortunately too, with the way Beasley plays, the good thing about Beasley is he plays at one speed, and no one can rush him. The bad thing about Beasley is he plays at one speed on the defensive end as well, and nobody can rush him. Like Saric, he seemed like he had like a really high motor, and he was very active with the cuts and hitting the lane to the basket very fast, and Beasley had troubles keeping up with that, and also had trouble closing out on his three-point shots. So it was a tough night for Beasley defensively, but offensively he was getting buckets. He was the walking bucket, like his name says. So that was one takeaway I can say from this game was the Beasley, the ins and outs of Beasley, man, the good and the bad. We saw both of that tonight.
What you think about Moutier? Looked like he was hustling out there, man. What you think about Moutier's effort tonight? It seemed like as soon as they put him on the fucking bench, he's starting to play with a bit more hunger. What you think about Moutier?
You absolutely right, man. I know we had a talk about accountability earlier, right? Um, I was talking about how coaches don't hold certain players accountable. When the coach has a pet, he usually lets the pet run wild. It doesn't matter if the pet is playing good or bad, a la Jared Jack, a la Michael
The
Beasley, and
accountability
even
is just not
Moutier.
there.
Yeah. Now, and then we know what? When Moutier got benched, when he came back, ever since he's been benched, he's been playing with a little bit more purpose. He's been a little bit more fluid, more consistent on the offensive end. I think he's had like three double-digit games in a row since he's been benched. So still remains to be seen what we're gonna do with Moutier in the future. But I like that he's responding to the benching. So I mean, it is what it is. The coach got to coach, man. People want to play for minutes. Let them earn their minutes. Veteran or rookie, let them earn the minutes, man.
Coach got to coach, man. What about the soup du jour, I guess you could say right now, the week trigger Trey Burke. Trey finished with 18 points, 6 dimes tonight, minus 18 on the night. 50% from the field. What'd you see from Trey out there?
Yeah, me and podcast mates, we call him Mr. Steal Your Minutes.
I mean, listen, man, Trey came in hungry. Trey said, yo, listen, I want the starting job. You know what I mean? He said, I want this. You know what I'm saying? And give credit to Trey. You know, he was the one, small, shining light of this season.
Yes.
If you want to look for some sort of glimmer of hope, the fans were calling for Trey Burke. He was much maligned since coming into the league. Finishing third in the Rookie of the Year. Out of Utah, they draft Dante Exum. He slides out. He moves to the Wizards. Gets bounced out of there. He had offers. He told you he had offers this year to go into training camp with teams. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna work my way up." Goes into the D League, and listen, man, he's earned every minute on this team, and I'm happy to see his resurgence. And but what you see out there from him tonight?
Yeah, before I get into Burke, shout out to Daniel Watkins, who says Jeff's rotations are so aggy. I agree with you, man. Because listen, man, Trey Burke earned his minutes. He really did. It was very strategic of him to go to OKC, about to sign, and then just say, you know what, screw that. I'm gonna ride on the G League with the Knicks. That was a very gutsy move, and it paid off for him. But he's played consistent. I feel like Jeff messed up his minutes. Just like Daniel said, when he first came to the Knicks, I remember there was a game he had with Phoenix where he had like 18 points, 3 assists or something like that. And from then on, I'm just like, okay, we need to keep an eye on this guy. And then right after that, Jeff kind of really didn't go to him as much. And I never really understood it. But it's weird because whenever he kind of gotten the chance to, he's pretty much performed, I would say 80% of the time at a pretty good clip. And for some reason, he still couldn't stick. Meanwhile, Moutier is doing whatever the hell he wanted to do, and he was still getting rewarded to start the starting spot off the rip. So I don't know what Jeff is thinking, but I'm just glad that he finally came to his senses.
Yeah, the rotation's just been crazy all year, man, and that's just one of the things with this coach I just don't understand. He, based on his philosophy, even in the beginning, just bringing up a whole nother topic with Hernan Gomez, the whole Hernan Gomez, O'Quinn, Cannon thing. He was like, well, it's a merit-based situation. Trey Burke comes up, he earns his way up, and when he first came in, it was kind of like, well, Baker's going to get some minutes, and Jack is still going to get the bulk of the minutes, and kind of getting skipped over, and give credit to Trey. He's been patient, and when his number was called, he's delivered, man. No doubt about it. He definitely delivered. I still think that at the end of the day, we have a solid backup point guard in Trey Burke going forward. A lot of people want to think that he could potentially be the starting point guard for the team in the future. I still don't see it, but I think at the very least, as a backup on this team, I definitely like Trey Burke here. From a contract standpoint, I think that the Knicks are at a very advantageous position with him. I think they own his bird rights as of, I think, the end of next season, which means that they could go over the salary cap to sign him. And as you know, the summer of going in after 2019 is going to be a big free agency year. So I think that puts the Knicks in a really good position in terms of managing this kid from a financial standpoint.
Yeah, man. Smooth move. Very smooth move by Scott Perry. Very savvy signing that man and having a team option for next season.
Yeah.
And shout out to Collins Johnson, who says Burke is the perfect sixth man. I agree with you.
I agree with that.
As of now, though, I feel like he's the best point guard on the team. So even next season, he might be able to, I think we should start him next season. I mean, I know my thing is, I've always been saying this. I felt like if Burke was 6'5", Jeff would have started him. Because to me, he gives the tenacity on the defensive end. He plays the pick and roll well. He can shoot. He can pass. The only problem really is sometimes he can't just check those taller point guards, but he gives the effort. And depending on who he's playing, he can pressure people into turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
as now he is the best point guard we have. He's the best player on the team. It could be a situation where he is our Iverson or our Isaiah Thomas. Who knows?
But instant offense off the bench, man. I want him to own that role. But as you said, I wouldn't mind having him as a starting point guard next year. We have nothing to lose, you know what I'm saying? And if we have a coach in here, whether it's Hornacek or the coaches being bandied about or rumored about, you never know. One of these coaches might be that key to getting him to play at that 30-40 a minute night. 30-40 minutes a night kind of point guard play that we need that's going to lead this team on both ends and get others involved, because we know the scoring is going to be there, we know the shooting is going to be there. The key with him staying on the court is going to be the defense and the assists.
And you know what too, something else I want to talk about, I want to notice about this game too, is if KP is back, that a Burke KP pick and roll is going to be a problem, man, because I noticed many times when Cornette was trying to play that KP role and he missed like 4, 5, 6, to me, in my mind, open 3-point shots in a row, and it pretty much hindered Burke's movement a lot, because they at a certain point of the game, they were just doubling Burke and daring somebody else to make the shot, because even as bad as we were shooting, Burke still was shooting 50% as a point guard. Not as a big man, as a point guard. If a guy of that stature can shoot 50% consistently as a point guard, that's a huge deal, man. That's a offensively gifted player, bro. Very, very offensively gifted. So it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to seeing a Porzingis Trey Burke dynamic duo next season, for sure.
That's a fact, man. And shout out to the Unicorn, man. You are sorely missed out there, but they say the rehab is going well. He's getting back to speed, so we definitely missing Porzingis out there, man. But it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen when he comes back. And you're absolutely right. The pick and roll, if we can get somebody, whether it's Burke, Frank, Moutier, whoever can get KP in that pick and roll and be an effective combo, it's gonna be a problem, man. It's definitely gonna be a problem. But somebody in the chat, my man Jersey Shore in the YouTube chat, shout out Jersey Shore 6, said, we need Frank to start from a defensive standpoint. Let's go to Frank's numbers tonight. He had only 3 points tonight. Let's pull up stats. Only 3 points tonight, -4. 6 rebounds, 1 dime, 1 for 6 from the field. With Frank, it's the offense, man. It's the offense with Frank, bro. Like I said, it's still early. He's shown some flashes. I think the game, the last win that they had against the Hornets was the best offensive game we've seen from Frank so far. But we know that's what it is. What it's going to be with Frank. What's going to make or break him as either a potent starter or an effective man off the bench is going to be how far along his offense comes in these years to come.
Most definitely, man. And actually, I just recorded a podcast the other day, and I mentioned on the podcast that eventually I would like Frank to be the one. My homie said he likes the idea of having Frank at the 2, but I really want Frank at the 1 long term because of his defensive abilities. The pick and roll is one of the most used plays in the NBA, and Frank is really good at guarding the pick and roll. So if we have somebody of his defensive caliber stopping the pick and roll from the jump, And we'll have, we'll be in very good shape, especially if we have KP eventually at the 5 and Frank eventually at the 1. That'll be our ideal. But as of now, Trey Burke is the best point guard we have. Even if we do, and I'm hoping next season we actually end up drafting a small forward. So and just let Trey Burke go. That's my vision right now. Until Frank is able to be brought along and slid into that one spot permanently.
Yeah. And Jersey 474 says it will come. Give it time. I definitely agree. I think at the very least, what you see from this kid is a will to work and a will to get better. And if he's already there on the defensive end, I think that offense is gonna come, man. That offense is definitely gonna come for sure.
For sure,
man. Let's see who else in the box score. Yo, man. I think it's time to let Lance Thomas go, man. I think it's time. Yo, listen, man. Listen, man. I've been a Lance supporter since he came in.
Me too, man.
He's a captain on the team. I love it all. He's a hustle guy. Blah blah blah. Brooklyn guy. He's a local kid. Brooklyn guy, man.
Yeah, I can't.
It's time, Lance. It's time. Lance got to walk the plank, bro. What you think about this, man?
I can't really argue with you, man. Listen, I've been defending Lance for a long time.
A long time, bro.
Man.
A long time.
Last year, I feel like he had a nice little spurt. He was scoring a little bit. The D&3 man, then he caught the plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
He got injured. Yeah. I'm just like, all right, he's shaky now because he got the plantar fasciitis and he got bad feet. Who's gonna play with bad feet? Know what I mean? So I was like, I gave him a pass, and I was like, this year's the year for Lance. He's shooting 40% from the 3-point line. He's gonna put it all together. And this year he's very healthy.
Facts.
And I don't know what happened.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. I don't think. Yeah, I think it's time to let Lance walk the plank, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I can really say right now.
Even the coach, even Jeff was like, "Yeah, we need a small forward on this team." Like, yo,
Lance look at him like, "Bro, I'm right here." Like, damn.
Even the coach is like, "Yo, we need a small forward on this team, man." That's how you know shit is bad, man. That's how you know shit is bad, man.
Yeah, it's my face. I'm right here, like.
Man. Shout out Carlos Robayo in the chat, man. Welcome to the chat. Lane Firth, my man, Ceremony from all the way from Australia, checking in. Ceremony says Lance is a good guy who's just not cut out for pro ball. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Damn,
yeah, it might be time for Lance, man. It might be time for Lance.
Oh.
Cannon had his usual night. 17 and 14.
Mr. Consistent, man.
Mr. Consistent, man.
Man. You know what you're going to get from the man. Now, he's going to get the rebounds. He's going to get the points. That's what he does, man.
That's what he does. So, he goes out. He hires the new agent.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking the talk. He wants to be in New York. He loves being in New York, all that good stuff. Let's see, man. Money talks, man. Let's see what happens.
We'll see. I mean, at one point they were saying it's because he might want that paycheck. On the other point, they were saying that he has some kind of beef with Turkey, and it cost him some endorsements. So maybe he's trying to get a new agent so he gets some money in his pocket and get another endorsement somewhere else. So I don't know. It could be either or. I don't know. Let's wait and see.
Yeah,
that's all. Let's wait and see.
Yeah. Carlos Robayo says I'm Knicks Capital on IG. Shout out Knicks Capital. Troy Fletch says the front court is so ass. Yeah, we need we need a lot of front court help out there, man. We definitely need a lot of front court help out there for sure. Sure, we got a call coming in. Give me a second. Yo, whoever's calling, call right back. I gotta set up the line. Give me a second. Second, but
So I mean, you setting up the line right now? I guess we could talk.
We setting up the line. We could open the line, man. We could open the line.
All right, cool, cool,
Might as
cool.
well get into it.
Yeah, we definitely need that. We definitely need some front court help though. Like
Yeah, we
even my
do.
man Beasley, he was getting served today, man. He's getting.
Yeah, Beasley can walk the plank too, man.
I'm
I
not. I'm
think
not sure.
I
I'm not
think you
sure
know
about
my
that.
stance on Beasley, man. I don't see the hunger from him. I don't like the fact that like like you supposed to be playing for a new deal. You're on the last good deal of your career. You're playing for your NBA life, and he just is. Listen, I know it could be a psychological thing. The season is almost over. It's been a long year. Nagging injuries, this, that, and the third. But you gotta be a bit more hungry, man. You gotta be a bit more hungry. I mean, listen, he dropped 22 points tonight, typical Beasley game, but I don't know. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see the need to bring him back. I don't see it. For
My
what?
guy MVBs, man. I thought we could bring him back on a situational basis, man. That guy that scoring punch off the bench. I don't know. In my eyes, I'm not sure if he's really meant for the long term 30-minute nights sometimes, man. Because to me, I feel like he gets winded. I don't know if it's you. To me, it looks like he gets winded because towards the end of the game, I feel like he loses. Like, sorry, Dario Saric, for example, Dario Saric just outruns him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's just constant motion. And Beasley, everything Beasley does is just like kind of laid back and chill. I got this when he scores and even when he plays defense. Like, but you know what? In the last week, I feel like his defense has gotten a lot better. His help defense has gotten a lot better. But I don't know. Some nights, man, I don't know. There's certain players.
It's just
There's
the
certain
motor, man.
players. Yeah, the motor's not there. Like guys who have a high motor, bad matchup for Beasley.
Facts,
Definitely.
facts. Yo, if y'all trying to call in, the line is up and running, man. If y'all want to call in, give your thoughts on the game, state of the squad, whatever you want to talk about, man. We could definitely get into it. Let me pull up these tankathon stats. Give me a second here, Jay Ellis.
Word.
What KO do tonight?
KO's been injured. KO's
KO,
having
okay.
a little injury. Yes, give injury problem. This is why you're seeing a lot more cancer and Cornet and poor Cornet, bro.
Yeah.
The Cornet just doesn't have the foot speed to guard Sarek either, and he was
tried.
awful
He
today, man.
He definitely tried out there. Give credit to him. He's trying out there, but he's got to work on his jumper. If he works on that jumper and gets a little bit more splash out there, I think Cornet could be a good piece. I think
Not
Cornet could definitely
Cornet.
be a good piece.
It's funny because I like Cornet's gaming potential, but I feel like there's really no need for Cornet really because I really have a KP. Like once we have KP,
I mean, off the bench though.
more athletic. Once we have a KP who's a more athletic Cornet,
Yeah.
I feel like I still feel like our missing piece is the athletic big man. To be honest,
I feel you, and I feel like that athletic big man is going to be Canner's replacement in 2 years once they get him out of here. I like Canner, but I feel like this team needs to be a bit better balanced. Give me a guy. Say we end up with a Mo Bamba or Mo Bamba caliber guy, even in the second round or through free agency. I feel like that's the type of center that I want. To kind of balance what KP's doing out there and kind of protect KP. Then off the bench, you could have a KO, you know what I'm saying, as your backup five, and then you could have your Cornet as your stretch four. You know what I'm saying? In that pick and roll when we get a more capable point guard out there, whether it's Moutier, Trey Burke. So I think Cornet can still fill a role here if his shot becomes a bit more consistent.
yeah, I feel you. I understand it. I mean, I don't know. I still kind of feel like when KP is here with Cantor, that duo kind of works off of each other's weaknesses. Even though I do like the idea of having somebody at next to KP who can kind of patrol with him and give KP a break. So I mean, I do see the benefit in that, but I also see the benefit in Cantor just erasing so many mistakes, being number 8 in the NBA in rebounds and being such an offensive rebounding force for our team. I mean, he's erased so many mistakes and kept us in so many games just by his rebounding alone. So I also value that.
Yeah, make no mistake, man. I certainly value it. But I just feel like, in a guy like a Canner, it's just too one dimensional. I mean, it's the defense, man. The defense out there is just a liability. You know what I'm saying? It's just tough to have that out there, and he clogs the paint.
Yes, I feel you. I mean, I understand he has the heart. To me, he has the heart to play defense, but sometimes his body just doesn't allow him to be as agile as he wants to be. Man, that's to me. He tries to rotate sometimes, and he gets there. Sometimes he gets there, and sometimes he gets a foul trying to rotate. He just doesn't have the long arms to change shots, and he's not very, very light on his feet. I mean, granted, Cantor's done a really good job losing a lot of weight last season, so he can be a lot more mobile on defense. He has done something this season. He wasn't as bad as he was in OKC. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. All right, so let's take a look at the tankathon real quick. Right now, still sitting in the 9th spot, 2 games back on the Bulls. Man. I mean, look like shit. Where we at right now? We are
9th, man. We're gonna be 9th today. We're gonna be 9th tomorrow. We're gonna be 9th 2 weeks.
It looks like that's just what it is, man. Unless the ping pong balls fall a certain way, we can certainly expect to be around that slot. Which, you know what, the way this draft is shaping up, I still have confidence that we're gonna end up with a good player, man. So, we hope to finish a little bit better, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. This one's gonna be hard to mess up, man. That's pretty much. It's gonna be hard to mess up.
Hey, man, this is the Knicks we talking about, man.
The talent, the depth, and the talent level this season on the draft is crazy. Like Miles, I'm gonna have my eye on Miles. And Miles doesn't seem like he's gonna be in the top 10.
Yeah, he might not be. He might not be, man. Ceremony said, "Bring back the cold iced envelope." Yo, Adam Silver, if you're listening right now, man. Listen, man, you're a Knicks fan. You're a native New Yorker, man. If there was one year to freeze them envelopes for the Knicks, man, we need it, man. The Renaissance need to come back, man. Listen, freeze those envelopes up, man.
Word, man. Give us that hue and freezing envelope. Just redo that. Let history repeat itself, man. For sure.
Let's hit the sim lottery just for shits and see what happens.
For real. So all you Knicks fans who mad about, we shouldn't be winning right now. If you look at that tankathon list, it really don't matter.
Yeah,
we're not going to 10th. Man. We're not going to 10th.
It don't matter. It don't matter. So right now, tankathon has us sitting at 9 with Mikal Bridges at 9. I mean, hey, I can't hate on it, man. I can't hate on it. They got Trae Young going up to 7 to Cleveland. That's an interesting one.
That's crazy.
Miles Bridges at 10.
Yo, it's funny. I seen so many draft boards this season, man, and they're all over the place. I seen Trae at 7. I seen Trae at 12. Yeah. I seen Mikal at 9. I seen Mikal at 7. I don't know what. This is gonna be interesting to see what actually is gonna happen, man. Because
facts.
Tankathon is all over the place. I feel like it's. I feel like, man, it's just that this year is so tight with the drafts. You don't know who's gonna end up where. Everybody's board is all over the place.
Yeah, man. So, all right, man. It's another news of the week. Obviously, the coaching situation is very interesting right now. The Post is coming out with news saying that, obviously, Hornacek could be on the hot seat. It could come down to Mark Jackson, who obviously this team has been linked to for quite some time. It could come down to Doc Rivers, who is in a rebuilding situation clearly right now with the Clippers. There's so many. There's pros and cons to both guys. What do you see out there, man? What are you thinking right now, man, in terms of the coaching search?
First of all, before I even get into that, I feel like, I don't know. To me, it felt like it was a slow news week, and it was pulling that one out their butt, But that's just my opinion. It was like, because the headline was, "There's a feeling. I have a feeling that Jeff is going to be fired." Like, what the hell? I could have a feeling and write a headline about that.
We've been talking about that all year.
Exactly. It was like breaking news. Like, this is not new. Okay, whatever.
Right.
That's besides the point. But anyway, let me get off that. So, Mark Jackson versus Doc Rivers, right? So, I'll start with Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has a championship under his belt, and you can't take that away from him. So when people think Doc is like, all right, he was good enough to bring the Celtics a championship. So you know what? He has that pedigree. We could bring him to the Knicks.
Right.
But then there's also like a little dark cloud under that Doc Rivers thing. You know.
So
if you
go
look at
back.
the Clippers,
So go into that. What you think? What do you think that is? In terms of that dark cloud over Doc Rivers, what do you think about that?
well, for one, there's two things really. Like for one, people are saying that you know what he just got the team. He had Kevin Garnett. He had Ray Allen. He had Paul Pierce. He had the perfect situation where he really didn't have to teach much because one, he had Kevin Garnett, and two, let's not forget, Tom Thibodeau was the assistant coach of the Celtics, and people felt like Tom Thibodeau was doing a lot of the work over there, and Tom Thibodeau was running practices, and Tom Thibodeau was the one who
was a
like
defensive
teaching the
mastermind of that team. He was a defensive mastermind of that team, no doubt about it, for sure.
And then when Tom Thibodeau went to the Bulls, you see what happened with the Bulls. So it's like how much of Doc Rivers' success with the Celtics is on Doc Rivers, and how much is Tom Thibodeau? And
yeah. All right, I'm gonna counter that just to play devil's advocate, right? If you take a look at Doc Rivers, right? He won that chip with the Celtics, okay? Look at the last. He's been with the Clippers now for four seasons, right? He's in his fifth season with the Clippers. They made the playoffs every year in the West, okay? With a team that never had, outside of CP3, forget Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, because I think that combo is way overrated than anybody else makes it to be. Outside of the dunks and the glitz and glamour and all that Lob City shit.
Really? You think it's overrated?
Shit was
overrated. Feel like with those two, they couldn't get it. They couldn't get that ticket.
They needed what separated the Clippers from the rest. They never had that stud on the wing, man. This is why the Clippers never got over the hump. Is because at late in games, if you notice, late in games, CP3 had to do everything. CP3 had to do everything. He had to get the players involved. He had to play defense. He had to do Lob City. And he had to be the closer. You know what I'm saying? At times going through injury history. So I think you got to give credit where credit is due. They made the playoffs in the West 4 straight years in a row. And I don't even think that team was just overly talented. They had they had depth. You know what I'm saying? They had JC. They had Crawford. They had Redick at the time. They had Blake. They had DeAndre, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot. That's a lot to have.
But those are not game-changing plays. Like, Blake Griffin, to me, is not a game changer. CP3 is a game changer. DeAndre Jordan, to me, is not a game changer. You know what I'm saying? To be able to compete with San Antonio, who was a powerhouse at that time, and Golden State, who became that powerhouse at the time. They just didn't have enough firepower to compete with those teams. There was one of those years, and I think me and you had covered it. There was one of those years, I want to say it was 2014 and 2015. Hold on, let me see.
You talking about you talking about when they blew the 3-1 lead to the Houston Rockets.
There you
and
go.
That's the big zit on his record right there.
That was the year right there.
That was the year.
Man. That was the year right there for that team. So, I mean, listen, in fairness to Doc, I'm not saying he's perfect. I think he's had some, some good years in the league. Obviously, I think he win Coach of the Year with Orlando, I think. That was way back when he won the chip. No, listen, the resume is there. The resume is there. And extra added positive to bringing Doc is you could possibly bring back Mike Woodson, a Knicks fan favorite. You know what I'm saying?
I get. But are we really gonna give up a draft pick to get Doc though?
No,
that's what we say.
No. So listen, I was just playing devil's advocate and making a case.
Okay.
I'm just making a case. I'm not paying. I'm not paying for him to come here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not paying for him to come here. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Red Auerbach we talking about. It's still, let's
I feel you. I mean,
let's keep it
Perry got us 30. Perry got us like 32 second round picks, but I'm greedy. I'm keeping all of them. Yeah. I ain't trading nobody for Doc Rivers.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to Mark, man. Let's go to Mark. Make your case for Mark Jackson. Would you want Mark Jackson here?
Yo, I've gone back and forth with this. I would like Mark Jackson here because he already has a track record of taking a team who was young, teaching them the correct way to play, and watching them grow from year to year to year and improve. So I mean, he's done that with Golden State. He's taught them defensive principles. He's taken a guy like Steph Curry and turn them to at least a decent team defender, and taking a team in Golden State who was a bad defensive team and made them a good defensive team. So you're looking at those credentials and you're saying you can really do that with the Knicks, and he has New York pedigree, and he's a New York point guard. I mean, Doc is a New York point guard as well, but Mark Jackson is a New York point guard for real, that is more adored and loved because of his flashy play and the New York grit. And you take all these factors into account, and you say, you know what, he might be very good for the Knicks. So I mean, that's the obvious. I know me and you talked about the negative of getting Mark Jackson here, which is the does not play well with others tag that he has right now. I just read something from, I think, an exec or an employee from the Golden State Warriors that said that Mark Jackson, it doesn't matter how good he's doing or how many games he's won, but he has to be able to actually, get along with other people in the building. He said he was not.
And that is it, man. That's the whole thing with me, man. That makes me feel like this whole Mark Jackson to the Knicks thing is just destined for failure, man. Listen, I love Mark. I love that he was a point guard here. I love he was born here. I love he went to St. John's. I love everything. The shimmy, all of that. I hated him when he was with the Pacers. Well, forget it. Well,
hell yeah.
We let bygones be bygones, all right?
Yeah.
I like the way he calls the finals. Yeah. I like the way he calls the finals with Brina Van Gundy. That's my favorite crew, okay? Forget it.
Right.
The fact that his reputation is some sort of pariah in an organization does not mix with the house of drama, the cesspool that is Knicks management, James Dolan. Yo, I'm telling you, man, it just spells doom right from the start, and that's why I don't know about Mark Jackson with this team. Because how can that mix? How can that mix?
I mean, to me, it's all the Perry, because Perry came in here from the jump talking about the culture, man. We're going to change the culture. We're going to start from the bottom, and we're going to go to the top, and we're going to ask every man what is wrong and how can we fix it and how can we make it better. So Perry is all about the culture. So if he's considering Mark Jackson, he's really, really thinking hard about it and really, really thinking how he's really going to do his due diligence. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I already know that.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I call him Perry Obama, man, because you know what? He seems to get along with everybody. So if anybody can get along with Mark Jackson, it might be Scott Perry. So we'll see.
But it's not just is it really Perry, or is it Dolan? Is it Mills? Is it the go-betweens?
I mean, Dolan is playing a harmonica somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
JD and the Straight Shot Band is somewhere on the beat in Tribeca.
Yeah.
They got gigs to play. They're not worried about the team, but listen, like I said, man, I think Mark will do a good job coaching. I think he's going to get these guys playing defense. I think he's going to help develop the point guards, all of that. I think all of that is going to be great with Mark. I just don't know. Once trouble hits with this team, we've seen it time and time again, man. Every coach, every GM that we wanted in here, they always end up leaving unceremoniously, man. It just happened to Phil. It happened to Larry Brown. It happened to D'Antoni. No one ever... It happened to D'Antoni, and look where he is now. Possibly the coach of the year for the last 2 years. Or could possibly win the chip this year with the Rockets. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I just don't know. Is it the organization, or is it the coach? Why is it that no good coach can last with this Knicks team?
I don't know, man. But like I said, Scott Perry is another beast. With Dolan out here in the woods playing harmonica, traveling with his band and whatnot, and Scott Perry here running things, it could be a lot smoother. I feel like he has a lot better handle on this year. Like if you look at this whole year, We only had one assault the whole year, which is pretty good for us.
Yeah.
One assault. We're doing great this year. You know what I'm saying? No one's on Twitter calling nobody a jaguar, changing your stripes. No one's running away. We had Joe Keane will push somebody, and that's about it. So we doing pretty good this year. I mean, Scott Perry has kept the Knicks relatively drama free. So, I mean, Mark Jackson, give him a short term deal. It's tempting. It's just tempting because if you ask all the players who played for Mark Jackson, all of them give him glowing reviews. All of them.
Yeah, I mean, they want to play for him. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just feel like we've just seen this story written all the time. We want the guy. We want the former hero of New York. We wanted Larry Brown. That shit.
Yeah.
1 year. We wanted D'Antoni, 7 seconds or less. 4 years later, he was out of there. You know what I'm saying? We wanted Phil here to turn over the team and revamp the organization. He did 3 years, 2.5 years?
Yeah, man. It's funny because I joke with my podcast mates. I be like, yo, 2 to 3 years, I'm going to be pissed at Mark, right? You know that, right? Because everybody's only in 2 to 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. And once we start losing, it's, the coach.
Yep.
Yo, it comes hand in hand with the players, man. It comes hand in hand. The organization, Perry, Mills, they need to do a good job of getting him pieces, or the coach, whoever the coach is. They need to do a good job of getting him the pieces, man. Here it is, 2011, 2012, they was 23-43. That's the Warriors. Winning percentage, 35%. 2013-14, they went over 500, 12 games over 500, winning percentage of 57%. 2014-2015, 20 games over 500, 62%. And that was the time when they had Clay and Draymond in there. I mean, listen, it takes time. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely does.
And it takes players to go hand in hand with a good coaching staff. And if we go out and we go draft, Joe Schmo, who sucks at the number 8 pick, and you put it in front of this coach, you know what I'm saying? And then you got KP, who's pissed off. He's not happy with management. This is how the shit goes south. And we start losing.
There's no way this draft is too stacked to go bad, first of all. There's no way. There's no way.
Listen, man. Wherever it is, yes way, no way, we have to hit. Between this year and next year, we got to get it right. We got to get it right. That's just it, man. We got to get it right. Combined with some good management, some get lucky in free agency. We got to hit these 2 drafts right. We got to hit it.
I'm good. I mean, I ain't worried about it, man. Listen, man. I still have Fizdale as my dark horse pick too. I know he's not in the news. I know he's not the sexy pick, but you know what? He also has a good rapport of players. He's done a really good job up there in Grizzly Land. He's taken a team who's supposed to be underachieving, and they've overachieved over there as well. So I have that as my pick as well. I've heard a bunch of good stories about Fizdale.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, say what you will about Fizdale. I think one thing is that he has the players playing hard, man. Fizdale, whoever they have, they always play hard, they always play tough, and they always play defense. So that's one thing that you guaranteed with a Fizdale coach team, and same thing with that Miami team. I mean,
for sure,
they had some of the best players in the game, no doubt about it. But they play defense, even the more unsung players. They play defense.
If LeBron is bigging you up, then you know you're a good coach, because LeBron just made Coach Lou quit.
Yeah, facts. LeBron sent Coach Lou to the hospital.
Word, man. Like, yo, you see how LeBron be giving it to his coaches, man. He having them crying, man. Coach Lou didn't even want to look LeBron in the eyes when he was getting in an argument, bro.
LeBron was ruthless,
he was looking away.
They interviewed LeBron. He was like, hey, yeah, well, coaches just got to rest up and take care of his health. That's number one thing. Like, nigga, LeBron, you the one that got this guy with bad heart problems, man. That's you. Man.
That is you.
Oh, man, straight up, man.
Doc is the coach GM. LeBron is the player coach. That's for damn sure.
Facts. Yo, anybody out there, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, if y'all want to call up, man, get your reactions on the team. The number's down below. Hit us up. The lines is open. Talk anything Knicks, whatever it is, man. Definitely whatever it is, man. So, boy. So who you liking in this March Madness, man? We got Who we got? We got Nova versus Kansas, right? And we have Loyola versus Michigan. That's the Final Four, right?
I believe so. I
was in London all last week, man. I was way off the grid. Missed every single game. I had no idea what was going on.
Oh man, I was keeping up with the mad OD heavy earlier.
Yeah,
but it got so crazy last week. I was like, I just saw the blips. Yeah. I saw that Duke went down. I was like, oh, Duke is down. Damn.
Yeah. It is. So it's Villanova, Kansas, the 1-1, and it's Loyola, the Cinderella team, against Michigan, who Tim Hardaway and Trey Burke will be rooting for intently. But then I heard there was some Twitter beef between Jalen Rose's 100-year-old grandma and the nun or the sister, whoever that's Loyola Chicago. And been going back and forth. Yeah. So
what is happening? Yo, Jalen Rose is beef in his blood for real, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, should be a good game, man. I'm a Big East guy, so I'm gonna go for.
I'm gonna say Villanova. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with Nova, and yeah, man. That's the word, man. So
I just want to scout them more. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I want to scout them more, so I'm gonna say Villanova just because I want to scout them more. But then that's also fearful for me because the better Villanova plays, the more my guy's out of range.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
It's like I don't know. But then who knows? I mean, Macau could be out of range, and who knows? Michael Porter Jr. might fall down. Who knows if something flip flops like that?
Oh, I'm a flop, man. I messed up the call so bad. I had the phone on silent, bro. Yo. Yo, technical difficulties on the call. Yo, the line is open right now, man. My fault. I apologize for all of that, man. I had my joint on silent. Technical difficulties, that's my fault. If you out there if you still want to call, you can call up right now. The line is wide open, man. My fault, man. That was definitely my fault. The shit is open right now, though, man. Oh, man. We don't miss like 8 calls, right?
Damn, bro. Call me now. Like,
like Miss Cleo, man. Call us up, man. We here, man. Oh, my God.
We here. Team no sleep.
I'm sitting here like, what's up with this, man? This shit was on silent the whole damn time. Oh, my God, yo.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Jesus. I definitely fucked that up. All right.
It's all good.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Villanova. Where do you have Sexton, though, yo?
So, Tankathon?
Yeah. What does Tankathon have Sexton right now, man?
It looked like top 20. It looks like top 20.
That's the one that's messing with my head because I've seen Sexton be like 6'7", and then I seen him out the top 10. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Yeah. Let's see.
Sexton gonna be going like 11, 12. That's what's happening. That's gonna be the next Donovan Mitchell right there.
Shit. Never know. Yeah, they got Colin Sexton 15 going to the Phoenix Suns, who have 3 first-round picks in the top 20. Good for them.
That's crazy. 15?
Good for them. Yeah, 15.
That's what I
said. I'd said top 20. So, 15.
You can't mess this up, man. These are Texan at 15. That's crazy.
Facts. Factuals, man. This shit crazy. Wow. Yeah, Sexton top 15.
So Sexton versus Trey Young, you still going Trey?
I mean, right now I'm going Trey Burke. You know what I'm saying? I'm going Trey Burke. I don't think it's necessary to log jam the point guard position right now, and small forward is really the bigger need. I don't think, as much as they want to hype Trey Young as the next Steph Curry, I'll take the chance that he won't be, and I'll go with a more steadier hand on the wing that can play defense and that can create some havoc out there on the defensive end with his length and athleticism. I think what we're seeing out there, with our captains. I think Courtney Lee's done his days. I think his days are numbered here, and I think Lance has definitely got to go. So that leaves the cupboard bare at small forward completely, much more than point guard. Yeah, we still do need a point guard to emerge, but I'd rather take my chance in trying to groom one of these three guys that we have right now in what's going to be a lost year next year anyway. I mean, let's face it, we're going back in the lottery next summer anyway. So, I mean, it really don't matter. You know what I mean? This team is going to be worse next year anyway. So, I say go small forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on if KP's trainer can have him back before.
Yeah. So
did you read that, Joy? Yeah, KP said his trainer said he's going to have him back before the season starts. That's crazy.
So he says, man. So he says. Yo, what's up with this? I got another call coming in right now. I'm about to call her right now. Let's see what's up. See how this works.
Okay, all right. Cool. But you know what? To have a dark horse pick, too. Oh, wait. Call's coming through.
Oh, shit. Hung up.
I'm busy.
Yeah, I don't know what... I'm not sure what's going on with the calls, people. Hold on, man. Let me try to troubleshoot this thing.
All right. Cool. People out there listening to Post Game Live Land, what's going on? So I know a lot of people are saying, you know what, let's get a small forward. I have a dark horse pick as well. Wait a minute.
Yo.
Check.
Yeah, I know this one ain't working. Yo.
You.
All right, that one's gone. Let's go back to the next one. We about to call you. We about to call you. Hold up. Let's see.
Oh, so we call.
we about to start making the calls.
We're start making calls. We flipping it, reversing it.
Let's see.
I mean, you might get to that point one day when we calling people. That'd be kind of dope, actually.
Thanks.
You can call Mark Jackson ourselves to see what you want.
Yeah. Yo. Hello?
Yo, I got a question from.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this.
Jersey Shore 74 says, "Do we win 30 games next season?"
I'm gonna say no.
Yeesh.
I'm gonna say no. I mean, where we at right now? We are. Where we at right now? We 27-49, and that was with a bit of a healthy KP.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That was with a bit of a healthy KP, man.
I think if KP was healthy, though, we'd probably be closer to the high 30s.
Facts.
Mid to high 30s right now.
I'm going to test the calls out one more time, man. If this shit don't work, we'll try again tomorrow or next time.
Daniel, Jay, unless you got a call line. Nah, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
Soon come, Daniel.
Yo, you can hear me? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This shit is all messed up, yo. Yeah, the calls is messed up today, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Yeah, I don't have a call line, Daniel. Soon come though. Maybe I'll have.
Yo, Daniel, try one more time, man. We try the line one more time. If it don't work, I'm gonna troubleshoot this thing another time. I'm not sure why for some reason people's just not connecting.
Yo, KP just posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
Saying he missed being out here.
What, miss being on the floor or miss being in New
York?
Yeah,
man. He just missed being on the floor. I feel like he's been ghost for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, man. The shit is not ringing. Hold on. Hello?
Call has been forwarded to an automated.
You got sent the voicemail.
Yeah, this shit, I don't know, man. This shit ain't. Hold on. This shit is just not connecting. All right, we're gonna try. So KP said what now? KP said he missed being on the floor.
Yeah, man. He said he missed being out there.
Yeah.
He's all smiling in his picture, all gleeful.
KP working, man.
Yeah, get back, KP. But yeah, I'm with Knicks Fan TV with the 30 games. I mean, I might have chose something different if KP was actually healthy. You know what I'm saying? Is able to work on his game in the offseason, get bigger, better, and work on being that number one option because this season was his first season being that number one option.
Yeah, true indeed.
He was trying to get used to. He was trying to learn that position. So now he's gonna kind of have to relearn how to do that again. So I definitely think around 30 is gonna be the mark for us next season.
True indeed. Yo, I don't know what these calls. I'm getting the missed calls on the phone, right? But I'm gonna try this one more time. This shit going to voicemail. Unless they I don't know. Unless the lines just got jammed up. Let me restart the phone one more time and see what's up, man. Let's see what's up. Yeah, so KP Doctor is claiming that he'll be back start of the season. I doubt it.
Yeah, man. I'm not even sure about that either. I mean, I was looking into KP's doctor. That's an interesting guy. That's for damn sure. Because first of all, he's talking about he's hyped that he could bulk KP up. And this doctor is huge, man. Like, this guy's bicep has a bicep, and that bicep has a bicep. Like, that guy is huge, man. His arm is bigger than my thigh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Doctor, they on some roids over there, man. I hope they ain't giving KP no damn steroids, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I hope he wasn't Joakim Noah's doctor.
Yo, for real, man.
Otherwise, you'd be saying check his piss.
For real. So Daniel says, to be honest, in the beginning, if Jeff didn't mess up the rotations when KP was playing, we would have been 10 games over 500. Yeah, there was a couple games you could have definitely pinned on the coach's bonehead rotations.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. You could have definitely done that.
For sure.
But yo, it is what it is,
I remember January, February in particular, there was a few games that he had some questionable calls, like the Bucks game where he took Lance Thomas off of Giannis. Oh,
yeah, I hear that. Hold on. I think we might have something going here with the calls. Hold up.
Wait a minute. Cello.
Oh shit.
Yep.
All right, try again. Try again with the lines, man. Try again one more time with the lines, man. If it don't work, I gotta try this offline, man, and work it. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah.
Lines is up and running. Let's go.
My friendly dance.
Hello.
Yo, guys, I've been trying to get you guys all evening.
Yo, man. Yo, who this, man? This
is Cody. Missed you guys last week. So much to talk about.
Cody, what's good, man? Yo, my fault with the phones, man. My phone been all messed up.
No problem. Because as soon as you said that, I was like, that's why I'm not coming through.
We missed like 10 missed calls, man. So yeah, now we good to go. I just had to restart my phone.
No. Give him some heat. Give CP some heat. You messed up the show. Give him some heat, bro.
This is a two-man operation here. But yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
That was like me. But I want to do some bullet points quickly, then talk about how we might be able to get Michael Porter. This is my best case scenario.
Okay.
Right. So let's just go over some of the things you guys talked about all day. All night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beasley, guys, the focus is not there. Dude can.
That's what I said.
As soon as KP went down, Beasley should have been averaging 20, 25 points. Because
That's what I said. That's what I said.
And what is he doing now? I mean,
He's a bench guy.
If he goes to Perry and say, I want $10 million, Perry should just laugh at him and be like, nah, you get $4 or $5 million.
Facts.
Like, he cost himself an additional $5 million.
Facts. And that's what I said. I said, yo, you should be playing hungry, man. He should be playing hungrier than that. For a guy that you facing the last contract of your career, you should be much more hungrier than that.
No, exactly. Everybody's looking at you. This is New York. I mean, say whatever you want to say. You do well in New York, you get your money. I'm sorry. I mean, I know it's not what it used to be in terms of, but it is still the biggest media market in the NBA. And you are, and everybody's looking at you right now. Everybody's looking at you, and you cannot perform when it's needed to perform. And it's not like he's going against superstars. I mean, there's a string of games where he's going against guys he should just dominate. Facts.
All right, what's the next point?
Second point I want to make, guys, is I think next year we have to have for us to even have a fighting chance, because that draft, the 2019 draft, I mean, I think I saw on NBADraft.net, it's not looking strong. I think next year's draft is a pretty weak draft. I think maybe like from 1 to 5, and then everything else is just whatever. It means to me, like, Tim Hardaway and Trey Burke, they have to average 20-plus points. Like, you have to have, like, a guard-oriented offense for us to even have a fighting chance. Mm-hmm. And then if Beasley's still on the team, maybe they average 10, 15 points. But you need to have Trey Burke and Hardaway just on their game.
Jay, what you think about that?
Well, he might answer my own question. He might answer my own thoughts right now with this. Go ahead.
My own question is, what happened to Frank? Because for me, Frank is like my guy. I think he's a long-term. You make a long-term investment on Frank. But if for those guys to average 20 points per game, and we know, and like they can, they're gonna need to average 30, 35 minutes per game. Now, what do we do with Frank? Like, Frank is still gonna get 20 minutes here, 25 minutes there. Like, eventually he's gonna need to get 30 minutes, 35 minutes for us to kind of build up his body, make sure that he knows like the league. But I don't know. I'm curious to hear that before I go to my Michael Porter.
All right. So yeah, JL is gonna go into that one, man. What you think about that?
There's like multiple things that could attack here. Okay, first of all, the point guard situation. I mean, a lot of that has to do with what we're gonna do with Moody as well. Because you know what, we still have Moody, right. We still have Jarrett Jack, we still have Ron Baker that everybody forgot about. Like,
we gotta find a way to get Baker lost.
I don't think that's gonna happen, man. That man finds a way every single time to crawl back into
the rotations is jammed up right now. I mean, how many guards are gonna play?
I don't know, man.
You have to play Frank. You have to play Timmy.
You have to play Frank. You have to
Trey Burker's own minutes. You brought Moutier here. I mean, somebody got to fall out.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with y'all. I'm just saying that guy's like a cockroach, man. Like,
don't get me wrong. I like Baker, man.
I mean, Hornacek loved that dude for.
Yes.
And remember, guys, Baker used to average 20-plus points in college. Now, I know it's college, but I haven't seen him come close to 20 points in like a year and a half.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I was looking for Baker to kind of be that spot-up 3 guy. And I still think on a better team, he could probably help a better team if you put some better pieces around him. But I don't think on a team like that, like ours right now, I don't think he holds that much value on this team.
I feel like at bare minimum, he should be kind of what Frank is, like a D&3 guy. I thought he was at least going to be a D&3 guy.
Yeah. Yo, Wichita State, he was busting everybody's ass in the tournament. I love that Wichita State team. Him and Cle Anthony, they was killing him. And my guy from Toronto, what's his name? What's the point guard name? Up at the Raptors right now.
Toronto, the second string guard?
Yeah, the second string guard from Wichita State, who was the backcourt mate with Baker. It's like Van Neer. I forgot his name.
Yeah, but he's balling for Toronto, though.
He's balling for Toronto right now. He's leading their bench right now. And I thought that's what Baker would be for this team, man.
I'm like, man, can we get him?
All right, so yeah, what's the Michael Porter thing now?
Guys, this is my Michael Porter. This is how we get it, right? So here's my theory on Michael Porter. Now, if you go and take a time, like I don't have it in front of me, so bear with me, right? So if you go to tankathon right now, I think Orlando picks before Cleveland, right?
Yes, they do. They do.
Okay, so I think the reason why Orlando let Peyton go is because they're looking at Trae Young or Colin Sexton.
Yeah.
Primarily Trae Young. I think that's their play. Here is if I were Perry, I would go to them and say, look, here's Trey Burke, here's Dotson for Michael Porter. They come down and take number 9. Like, oh, I know you guys. Wait, let me finish. Let me keep pointing at you, right? Because the draft is all about picking up assets, right?
Yeah.
The more assets you have, the more things maybe pan out for you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The number 9 pick, you take maybe Wendell Carter. You take, or you can even go back to the Clippers and say, do you want the 9th pick? Let me have your 11th, 12th pick. However you want to make the math work, you make it work. But if you can, because right now I think they have only 2 picks. They have their first round pick. They have their second round pick. I think if Perry comes and help them think it through, they can technically leave with like 4 or 5 guys off the draft. 2 veterans and like 2, 3 rookies. You have Trey Burke going into his prime years. Like, he'll give you a good 5, 6 years.
Jay Ellis, what you think about that, man?
That's interesting. I like Michael Porter Jr. I'm actually pretty high on Wendell Carter Jr. too. I feel like because I know.
Well, I am too.
I know. Because we went through this on the podcast too. Comparing Wendell Carter with KP could be a good look, because I know CP, he doesn't really like Cantor there, but Wendell Carter Jr., he can actually play off of KP just like he's playing off of Bagley right now. And if KP goes down, he can actually be a focal point and be like a back to the basket guy who can rebound, and he can also block some shots. So I like that. I guess, are we gonna put our faith in Moutier right now?
Hello.
Right. It's true, man. I'm gonna go to the next call, but hold up.
I like Trey too. I think that's the other thing. I'm starting to like Trey. There's the emotional. I like the players who are around me mind, and it's the basketball mind. And I like Trey's story. I like Trey's done. I like that he's grown up, and I like him in New York, man.
True that. Who on the line?
Abdul.
Yo, Abdul, you gotta turn your volume down, bro.
All right.
All right, what's good, bro? What's your point?
What?
What's your point on the Knicks?
I don't think he hear us. He hung up.
Yeah, he could. I think he definitely heard. He just didn't. Make his point. Yo, Abdul, you gotta make your point quick, man. The line is crazy right now. Yo, Carlito, man,
that's crazy.
Yo, Cody, definitely appreciate the call though, man. Oh, I think this is Cody calling back. Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure what happened, so I missed whatever you guys responded. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Nah. I think we was trying to get to a next call, man. We got to get to a next call.
Okay, cool,
man.
no problem.
All right.
Thanks for your input. I kind of like your idea, but it's hard for me to give up Trey Burke pretty much.
Man. Yo,
what's up?
Yo, what's good? Who this?
It's Carlito.
It's Carlito.
Yeah.
What's good, my dude?
What's going on?
Well, I finally got the phone lines fixed up, man. That was a bonehead play on my part, man. My fault.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Listen, if we don't get who we want, I'm sorry, man, but I'm 100% sold on Trae Young.
You back on this Trae Young thing, man? What happened? You're not happy with Trey Burke?
It's destined
for
the Knicks to get this guy. It's destined. How many Knicks fans cried? Oh my God, we could have got Curry. Now God is giving you another chance to get Trae Young.
Trey Burke is ready now.
Well,
Really,
yeah.
sir,
What's
he's
up
a
with
cook,
Trey
he's a
Burke?
cook.
What's up with Trey Burke? Are you not with the Trey Burke bandwagon?
Trey Burke is ready
It's not that
now.
I don't like Trey. Listen. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, let's say if we get a Mikal Bridges, right? If we get whatever small forward you guys want, I say okay, we give Burke 1 year to show us what he could do as a full-time starter. 1 year, right? And that's how you know whether or not this guy is a sixth man or he's a starter. You know what I'm saying? When I look at his game, he reminds me of like IT. You know what I'm saying? He's efficient. He's got instant offense, and he actually plays more defense than Isaiah Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And to be honest, like when Isaiah Thomas was on the Suns, I was one of those guys that actually wanted IT because I thought the guy could flat out ball. But right now he's injured. That's a different story. But at the end of the day, everyone's saying, "Oh, Trae Young, this guy's small." You can't lead the nation on assists by an accident. You can't do that by an accident.
I know you heard that Mark Jackson, Trae Young take by Stephen A. Smith, so I already know you all in on that. I already know. Yo, this guy was DMing me. He was DMing me highlights of Trae Young.
Yeah.
Yo, Carlito's a salesman, man. Carlito need to go into sales, man. He's a salesman.
But I'm telling you guys, if we don't get this guy and we get whoever, watch him turn out to be like so spectacular, probably rookie of the year, everything above, and we're just gonna be looking stupid once again because Knicks fans don't know what they want. That's the one thing. I love the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I love Knicks fans, but Knicks fans never know what the hell they want. They want a point guard. They want a big man. They want this. They want that. Choose one freaking idea.
But look,
you get what I'm saying?
But then, how do you handle the point guards that we have now? We have Frank who needs minutes.
Listen,
we got
Moutier
who needs minutes.
Year. We already know that. You got to get rid of Baker. You got to get rid of Moutier. I don't care if you got to trade him for a third-round pick. You got to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying?
He said a third-round pick.
And at the end of the day, I think if you have Frank, let's say we have Frank, playing along with Trae Young, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's going to work really good with us because whoever Frank is going to lock him up and just trade his back right too.
Okay.
I don't think Trae Young is going to be as fast as you think.
You got Mark Jackson. He's going to make sure, he's going to hold Trae accountable. Like, it's not going to be like, well, you come in the game and, you know what I'm saying, you play your game. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand. Yes, Trae Young was bad on defense in college and whatnot, but was his team, was the coach and was the team a good defensive team all around? Like, was his defense that atrocious? Where you could say, well, you know what? Like, this whole team defense is good, but Trae Young's defense is horrible. You know,
that don't make it any better. That don't make it any better because that means he has years of bad defensive habits that he's going to bring over to the Knicks.
What I'm saying is that, okay, so if Trae Young comes to the Knicks, now he's going to be playing with a team-minded defense, like a team defensive-minded. You know what I'm saying? And if you get that accountable coach, you know what I'm saying, that's going to hold him accountable. Listen, you're drafting a guy. It's like, why not take a chance on him? The Knicks need something. We need a spark. We need something. It's like, you can't, it's not like, you get what I'm saying, you taking a chance on a dude by giving him a high contract. You know?
Listen, I hear
that's
it.
the problem with the Knicks. See, the problem with the Knicks is that it's not that the Knicks get players and we get mad. It's the fact that we always end up giving more than what we should to a player who's not worth. So at least
almost
give him his run, then he could get him out of this. Same thing with Moutier. Look, Moutier, as soon as Moutier was in there, Moutier was out. You could do the same thing with Trae Young. The same thing.
I don't know, man. We need a small forward, bro. We need something else.
Listen, I'm so serious. And it's so funny. Who took Moutier's spot? I want y'all to answer this question. Who took Moutier's spot? Jamal Murray, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's on my head. Okay.
In Denver, yes.
Jamal Murray. Who did Jamal Murray's game refer to you as? Let's think about it.
What'd you say?
Right? You look at Jamal Murray's game, he's almost like a bootleg Stephen Curry. I mean, he's still young. So
he could ball. He could ball. Jamal Murray could ball.
But Jamal Murray, he could shoot the basketball. That's one thing that Moutier can't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he also can't. That's not one thing.
You guys have heard Frank is supposed to grow another 2 inches.
Yeah, Frank might be the small forward and the point guard next year.
Shit. Yeah,
exactly. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, the Knicks, we can't mess up getting Trae Young. What are we gonna mess up? The guy's gonna be in a rookie contract, and guess what? We're gonna be in the lottery, like you guys said, right? We're gonna be in the lottery anyways next year. Anyway.
You can't mess up getting McCall either, though. I feel like a McCall or a Miles is I feel like we'd be good with either one of those too.
But here's the thing, right? Not saying that we wouldn't be good with them, but there's so many small forwards around the league that we can get. But there's not many people that have that Stephen Curry shooting ability. How many you could name it off probably your all the fingers on your hand. How many people have that Stephen Curry shooting ability in the league? Let's be real.
Yeah.
Right?
That's Stephen Curry
and something that it's just not like that's a natural born thing. That's not something that you can teach. You get what I mean?
Nah, that's 100% facts. That's 100% facts. But my thing is, there's so many guards that need to play right now. You got Burke that wants to play. He's earned it. Frank needs to play.
Yeah,
Timmy needs to
that's
play.
What
So what are you doing? What are you doing with Tim Hardaway Jr. then?
On Trae Young, Burke could be our perfect 6-man. That's the way I look at it. Burke could be a perfect 6-man for us.
So if you're gonna give Frank the minutes, where's Tim Hardaway minutes gonna go?
Hey, listen, I told you about Tim Hardaway.
He wants to trade Tim Hardaway. You already know that answer.
This is why I said look. This is exactly why I said Tim Hardaway had to pack his bags. If you ever realize something, look, the Knicks obviously love Frank. They obviously love Frank. Frank ain't going nowhere, right?
Facts.
Now, you look at why do you think Perry brought Moutier in? Because Perry was like, well, I think Moutier and Frank could play together, right? He never said Moutier and Hardaway. No, I don't think Hardaway is really gonna be a big future of this team. Like, he's one of those guys where it's just like, yo, I feel like he's gonna get traded or removed or something. Like,
he has that trade kicker, man. He has a trade kicker in his contract. It's gonna cost us an extra $8 million just to trade the guy, man. Thanks to Steve Mills.
Mills.
Hardaway is gonna be here.
Everyone keeps forgetting that was Mills. It wasn't Perry.
I know it was Mills, but it still doesn't change the fact that he has an $8 million trade kicker.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
And then let's ask another question. So let's say we do get the Miles Bridges. Where Hardaway going to go at?
The two.
Well, we still have Courtney Lee.
I think Courtney Lee ends up getting traded in the offseason or eventually
getting traded. And then you guys are forgetting we still have a high draft pick in the second round. We can get someone to end up being someone like Kuzma. It's all about your scouting. The Spurs always get good draft picks. The Warriors somehow always get good draft picks. It's really how good your scouting is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I appreciate it, man. Yo, Carlito, man, we gonna drop you off for the next joint, man, but definitely appreciate the love, bro.
Word, man.
Hey, no
Thanks for
problem,
calling, bro.
Right. Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, Jay, man, I gotta wrap the podcast up for tonight. Wrap the show, live stream up for tonight, man. But
all right, cool.
Let's definitely kick it back for the next one. When's the next game? Let's check the scores here. Check the schedule.
Next game.
Let me check the schedule. What's the next game? Pistons on the 30th.
Oh, the Griff. You haven't played Griffin yet.
Facts. So what's that, Saturday?
That is
Saturday against the Pistons.
Hold on, that's
Sunday. That's a Sunday game.
Hopefully it's not late. Sunday at 5.
Sunday at 5. All right, man. So, yeah, let's definitely get it cracking. Yo, everybody that tuned in tonight, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If y'all following on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, Twitch, we're on all those platforms. Whichever one you use the most, make sure you hit that follow button. We on it all day, man. Talking Knicks. Appreciate the support. My apologies on the phone situation. That was definitely my fault. We're going to get it back and cracking. Definitely had some good conversations today, though. Jay Ellis, man, anything you want to say?
Man, that's it. Just wrapped up a podcast. Check the last podcast out. The last two are really good. We talked about all about March Madness. It's called Nick Madness, so check that out if you want to. And check my YouTube, my Instagram, and my Facebook, and my Twitter.
Yeah, man. Yo, Post Game Live. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, everything, man. Let's go Knicks, man. Y'all take it easy. See y'all on Sunday.
Knick of Time Show.
Knicks Fan
TV.
Peace.